Basically, this is going to be a video on advice from my previous advice episode and all the questions that you guys gave me in the comments section. I picked my favorite ones and also the questions that were sent to me through email or through messages on my YouTube. It says, what's your advice on long distance relationships? How do you make it last? Also, would you ever go out with someone that you truly love but your parents don't want you to be with them? Who do you pick, your family or your boyfriend? I think long distance relationships are in fact possible. It really depends on the kind of love between you and your partner, like if you're both trusting of each other and if you know for a fact that you're going to both be faithful, then long distance relationships work. But if it's not that way and you're not sure if your partner is being faithful, if you're having trust issues, if you have a lack of communication between each other, then the relationship is definitely not going to work. So it just depends on what your relationship is like. How do you make it last? Well, for me, when I was doing long distance for about a year and a half between me and Matt, it was hard. We basically just talked to him on the phone like 24/7. We always knew what each other was doing. We did video chat. Do you have to choose what your family says, or can you date somebody that you like? It is hard to date somebody you like if your parents don't agree with you dating him. They don't accept him. They don't like him for a reason. I think parents should let you date whoever you want unless they're like serious drug users, partiers, suicidal, depressive, just something like completely not a good influence on you in general, then I would agree with them, and I wouldn't want you going out with them either if I was a parent and you were my child. But if he's actually like a nice guy, you know, he dresses well, he has a good head on his shoulders, and he's really respectful and nice to you and your parents, then there's no reason for your parents to hate him. So I don't think it's like about sides. I don't think you have to choose either your parent or your boyfriend. I think your family should just accept him if he's a good guy. I've been with my boyfriend for a year and a half, and I love him like crazy. But for a while now, he has not done any of the cute romantic things he did at the beginning of the relationship. So sometimes with relationships, they're like really exciting at the start, and then within the next couple months or even weeks, the relationship kind of goes downhill, and it's not the same as it was in the beginning. You don't have like that same spark. You guys aren't so excited to see each other all the time. And that does kind of happen. But if he says he loves you, then he probably still does love you, and I'm sure you love him back. So you just need to spark up the relationship, find something really fun to do. Guys don't really like to do fun things anyway, like go to the movies and go shopping. Like, they're not really into that. They're just kind of into staying at home and just kind of watching TV or something. They're not really into going out like girls are. So if you really want to go out and have a fun time with him, then you have to be the one to suggest it and make the plans and do it, and he'll go along with it. But you have to be the one to initiate it. Does age matter? Matt is actually a year younger than me, so when he told me he was a year younger than me, it was kind of weird at first, but you just kind of get over it. I don't think age matters unless it's like a 20-year difference. It's kind of weird to me, but if it's like even 10 years, sometimes that works. My parents are 10 years apart, and my dad and my stepmom are 10 years apart, so it's really your preference. Since Facebook and Twitter are so popular now, is it acceptable if a guy asks you to be his girlfriend through texting, emails, Facebook, etc., instead of face-to-face? I actually think that's okay. I think it's fine. If the guy is the one to ask you over text messages and stuff, then to me that sounds like he's kind of wimpy a little bit just because he can't ask you in person. But maybe he's just a really shy guy. So for me, if I was asked over a text message, I guess that would be fine, just because in our society today there's so much technology. So this girl says, I am 22 years old and I've never dated, kissed a guy, or done anything. I want to date for the romance, but I'm scared to do it. I also kind of feel like I don't know what guys are looking for, and I'm kind of scared to date people I work with in case something goes wrong. Is that normal? I'm wondering if there's a good environment to meet good guys. I need help. Thanks. Yeah, I think the number one most growing way to meet guys is actually through work. That's how I met my boyfriend, because we happened to work at the same place at the same time. Yeah, so I think it's totally fine if you date somebody from work, as long as they're not like your boss or anything, and as long as you don't kind of overly express your love for each other at work and get in trouble for it, because you don't want to get fired or anything. But so yeah, I think dating somebody from your work is fine, and if you're 22 years old and you've never done anything, that's also fine too. There's not like an age on when you have to do certain things. Like, just whenever the right guy comes along, then you go for it. You don't, like, for me, the right guy happened to come along when I was 17, which is very young, and it's actually really hard because we can't like exactly live together because I'm in college and he's at work going to start college soon. So, but yeah, if you're 22, that's totally fine. It's actually nice because you're out of college, and if you do happen to find somebody, then you guys can live together and get married and whatnot. Basically, she said she really likes this guy from her art class, and they've really become close through talking. And he told me the other day that I'm like no other girl he's ever met, and I'm so pretty and sweet and something he doesn't want to lose, and he flirts with her all the time. But the bad part is that he has a girlfriend. So what I basically said is that if he really is flirting with you and stuff, if he really honestly, if you think that he likes you, then I would just give him the ultimatum and say, you either be with me and you break up with your girlfriend, or you stay with your girlfriend and you cannot be with me at all. We can't flirt, we can't do any of this stuff, because to me, talking to a guy, even flirting to me, especially the things he's saying to her, that he thinks she's really pretty, that she's like no other girl that he's met before, that they've become really close talking and stuff, that to me is cheating. It's not good if you're the other girl, and what if the girlfriend finds out that you're talking to her boyfriend? There's going to be like this huge mess. So if he really does care about you, then he'll pick you and he'll break up with his girlfriend. But if he doesn't pick you, then that means that you're just like nothing to him, you know, because he can easily break up with his girlfriend like that if he likes you so much. So if he doesn't break up with his girlfriend, that means he doesn't really care about you. So you shouldn't even care about him. You shouldn't be talking to him. You shouldn't be doing any of that stuff, because you're just leading him on when he can't even have you anyways. So I would suggest moving on to a different guy that actually cares about you, isn't going to cheat on you and flirt with other girls. What do you think are the steps you need to take in a relationship, and how fast should you take them? I'm in high school and it's kind of strange moving too fast, too slow with all the pressure. Yeah, in high school there's a lot of pressure. There's pretty much most of the guys in high school just want you to put out and have sex. And that happened with most of the guys that I dated in high school, and I didn't like that at all. We ended up breaking up after like 2 weeks, and yeah, to me, high school boys just really want to move fast. They want to experiment. They don't really care about a relationship or getting close with somebody. It is rare, though. You do sometimes see relationships where they're together for like 2 years, which is really cool. I like that stuff. But yeah, most of the time, guys are going to pressure you. They're going to rush you when you're not ready. And all I have to say about that is, if you're not ready, then don't do anything. You don't want to do something with a guy and then end up regretting it. So my advice is to stay away from guys like that and wait till you're older to do things like having sex and kissing and stuff, because you don't want to waste it on somebody that doesn't care about you. You're not ready, and if you tell him specifically that you're not ready, and if he waits for you and says that he'll wait till you are ready, then that's a good guy right there, and you should stick with him. Alright, so that's all the advice I'm going to be giving for this video. I'll be making another video next week, so leave your comments below on any other relationship questions that you have.